Stadium
Oh,
in the
man.
AFCON final. Morocco champions 1-0. But what we just witnessed in this stadium is something I have never seen in my entire life. The emotions, I mean, who wants to break it down? That was unbelievable. That was unbelievable.
There's too much to break down. Listen,
Nah, you- go
the
ahead, go
goal,
Too much. Football's
to the
too much.
calls, to the ref, to the crowd. Listen, this has been the most rocking stadium, and it didn't fail today.
Honestly, I mean, this stadium, you can't hear yourself think. And what we saw today, I can't even have thought, like, there's no way I could have imagined what happened today. If you told us what we witnessed here, we wouldn't have believed you in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So, honestly, this is the beauty of AFCON. This is really, you could only experience this here on the continent at AFCON. And to be able to do it together here and to experience this, wow, guys, different.
I'm sure people are scrolling on social media right now and they're seeing what happened. I mean, I can try and give a brief explanation of the game. You guys cut me off, whatever you think I may have missed. Because honestly, if you were inside this stadium, it was difficult to know where to look.
Too much.
And there were points where I wasn't watching the game because I was watching what was going on all over the place.
Yeah.
To give context, I think even before the game, Senegal was feeling a little bit hard done by. There was a little bit of tension because when Senegal arrived in Rabat 2 days ago, the Senegalese train was public, so everyone knew when they would arrive. When they got out of the train and walked out of the station, there was a lot of people there. And so their coach, Pap Chow, was like, yo, listen, like, for me, this is not safe for my players. That's strike one. Strike two, they get to their training facility, and the Senegalese are like, oh, this isn't enough. This isn't good enough. Strike two. Strike three, they get to the hotel's not good enough. Strike three. Strike four, they get to the match and they find out that their tunnel, they are the A team, but they're only allocated 3,000 tickets.
Yeah.
Strike four. So
Well,
when
I mean, they're not the host nation, but you go ahead.
but still, 3,000 is tiny. What is it, 60,000 here?
70.
So 3,000 is small. We can all agree 3,000 is small.
Yeah.
So you get to the game, then there's a chance for Senegal, and the ball, they see the ball go inside the goal.
They do.
And the referee calls it off immediately and doesn't even check.
Yep.
Then,
No VAR call.
The ball goes down that way, and there's a strange occurrence. I think most of the people in this stadium didn't even realize that there was a penalty
I
shot.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
So,
Very soft.
The ref goes to VAR, and at that point, pandemonium ensues.
Yeah.
The fans kind of go super crazy. The Senegalese deuxième gang, they're like, no, we're not going to take this. And there was a sense of injustice that really just erupts in that moment.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to explain it, is it was just a heavy sense of injustice. It's not anything that we condone. We don't ever want to see violence, and it was definitely too much. Definitely too much. But I understand that football is something that brings people, it brings passion and energy out of people. And I think what that showed outside of the violence is that in this continent, football means everything. It means everything to everybody.
Yeah.
But violence is not okay.
No,
you cannot do that.
Just to understand, there's an ad board that goes behind this goal. The entire ad board has been flipped on its side and broken. People were throwing chairs. Like, it was pandemonium. And what's even crazier about it, what felt so strange about the overtime or getting into overtime, was that when Brahim Diaz went to take that penalty, they were still fighting with the police. And I don't understand how the referee didn't fully suspend the game until everyone is in their seat just enjoying the match and then restart it.
I mean, there's
It
a lot
didn't
of
feel right
pressure.
for-
There's so many celebrities in this. The king
course.
is here. The king is here.
Yeah, the king, the prince,
So-
everyone. But it just felt like a lot of unfair to the players as well in that moment. Both for the kicker and the goalkeeper.
So
Because
the question-
Mondi is doing this while looking across and seeing that.
The question
that's
is.
why it didn't feel real today,
So
man.
Brahim chips the penalty.
Yeah, it almost felt on purpose. We talked
What
about
do you
it.
think? What do you think?
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, there's no way he purposely did that, especially in his reaction as they lost.
Yeah.
But it was so soft, and the energy in here was so dead, it almost felt like we're just going to overtime.
Yeah.
Like, this is too much, we just have to go to overtime. So I don't think it was on purpose, but it almost felt as if the football gods made it happen. It was so weird, man. So weird.
Go ahead.
I mean, I would like to think in a perfect world that's what happened, but at the end of the day, regardless of what it is, your country's hopes and dreams are on the line.
Yeah.
You have to step up.
You have
And
to score.
so and for me, the more I've thought about it, the more I'm like,
No.
Brahim
Yeah.
Diaz, he understands. He came here. He's the face of Morocco right now. You
Yeah.
see Brahim's face everywhere. He's not missing that penalty. And
I don't
it's
think
just,
so. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It can't. And even then, after that, Morocco, they had chances to score.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get over the line. Senegalese defending was perfect. It was flawless that last second half of the game of extra time. So at the end of the day, it's Senegal, regardless of what happened, they acted on the situation. They made the most out of the situation. Literally, Pamague's goal. He fumbled the ball on his first kick of the game, just fired into the top right corner. So at the end of the day, Senegal, they made the most out of the madness. They took it home. That's what it means. And this is what we're here. You say how you describe Spain, how you describe Senegal.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I thought that Senegal, me and Sebastian were talking in the Airbnb, that Senegal was kind of the Spain of Africa in terms of having all this amazing individual talent, building up, getting farther, and just didn't crack and get the trophies.
Spain in 2011?
No, earlier. No. Before like 2007, before the Euros. Before. And yo soy español, ya tú sabes, vamos a ganar Copa Mundial 2026, you know what I'm saying? We're going to win the World Cup again. But now, 2 of the last 3 AFCONs, definitely the most talented team in Africa on paper and have the trophies to go with it and will be the biggest African team going into the World Cup. In a few years, the way that they flipped to now be the kings is kind of what Spain did within Europe. So that's a little bit of the comparison. Obviously, very different circumstances, but that's a bit of the comparison.
Of course, I mean, one thing I just want to bring back to is not only Brahim missed, Mundi saved it.
Yeah, he caught it.
He was calm.
In the U.S., we say ball don't lie. I hope Mundi screamed ball don't lie after collecting, bro.
But hold on, the saves that he made in extra time were even crazier off the corners. That was not easy. That's why he's special. But.
He collected corners. He was dishing out good passes.
Yeah.
It was impressive to see even Bonu.
Yeah, Bonu did
Morocco
very well too.
Didn't make it easy for nobody, man.
And mind you, what we're not noting is that this was not Senegal at their 100%. Koulibaly was injured.
Correct.
They had multiple players sub off due to injury.
Yep.
Honestly, look at some of the players that were on that field. Mbaye, so young, at 17 years old, but he put in such a shift.
He almost scored a crazy goal.
Oh my gosh. And Iliam Ndiaye, you almost scored goal of the tournament right here, where El Khabi scored the goal of the tournament. So two of them.
Two.
So really, like, when you think about it, guys, Senegal, they stepped into the moment, and that's what defines African giants. This is how Senegal gets to that, where they're in that echelon of Egypt, of Cameroon.
For sure.
That's what it is, guys. So Senegal going to the World Cup, they have all this momentum. They just have to seize it. They're in a great group. If they can make it out that group, this is what really like solidifies them as a giant of Africa.
And now, what we do have to talk about is the awards that were given out. Yassine Bonu, goalkeeper of the tournament. Brahim Diaz, the Golden Boot, the top scorer with 5. And then Sadio Mane, player of the tournament.
Called it.
Did he deserve it?
Player of the tournament always goes to the team that wins. Player of the tournament always goes to the team that wins. So, at least in my memory. At least in my memory. I could be wrong.
Modric did get it though
He
in
did?
2018.
So I think well, here's what I'll say. I think you have to go extremely above and beyond to get player of the tournament when your team doesn't win. I think it's harsh to Brahim. Of course, Brahim was by far the best player cohesively during this tournament. I think I'll give that to him over Mane. But I think what Mane represents to Senegal is much more calm. And I think that might be my one criticism of Brahim during this game, is he didn't feel like someone who was calming the team in a very cohesive way to victory. It felt very like flustered and scattered. It felt like he was someone that was still young and still growing into his position as a star on the national team, which he is. And so it'll take time. When Brahim Diaz is 29, 30, 32, he'll be that calming presence, and that's how you really win games. Ultimately, pressure is really measured by how you're able to deal with it, and veterans are better at dealing with it. Sadio Mane showed that.
No, I think perfect point. Honestly, one of the things I read during this game, or before the game, was that a lot of the players, they would speak about what Sadio Mane meant to them, how he always checks up on them, gives them tips on how to recover from injuries, always just make sure that they understand that he's on your corner. And that's what you want. That's what you want your captain to do. That's what I mean, not your captain, but that's what you want the face of Senegal to do. That's what you want this guy who you idolized growing up, then making it to the national team. You want this larger-than-life figure, but he's checking on you. He feels human. And I think Morocco, they haven't got to that point. Maybe it's Brahim, maybe it's Hakimi. But ultimately, they will get to that point. They will gel even more together. They're still so young in their footballing history, and they'll continue. So, like, let this not take away from Morocco. Morocco were amazing this tournament. They were the favorites for a reason. And Morocco, they showed so much hospitality. This is a country of football. So, honestly, everyone
Kingdom of football.
A kingdom of football. So everyone should walk out this stadium with their heads held high. You guys showed why Africa is meant to be a continent of football, and we're so grateful for you guys for that.
Absolutely.
Guys, we're getting shouts to speak about Mbaye. What a player. Also, interesting heritage. Can we guys speak on it?
Yeah. So for those, we don't want y'all to mind. We're getting a little too excited here. But Mbaye is actually half Moroccan. The 17-year-old PSG star who you can watch in Ligue on beIN Sports USA.
beIN Sports USA, you can watch Ligue.
Absolutely incredible that he played in Morocco against Morocco for Senegal in the AFCON final. which is one of the really unique sort of things that you can get in international football. And personally, a story that I've never heard that's been to that point. And we talked a lot about throughout this tournament and before and through the World Cup. What does it mean to represent one of the nationalities of your parents? Sometimes you're mixed and you have two different, or you grew up in one place, but your parents were somewhere else. So it's a little bit of a really interesting story, but it's got to be a beautiful one for him and for his family to have done that in Morocco. Now, AFCON champion at 17 years old, who almost scored, as we said, goal of the tournament. He dribbled past, 3-4 players and almost got it in. So, big congrats to him, bye.
Of course, man. It's been funny. This whole time I've been seeing a lot of, half Senegal, half Moroccan jerseys. That
Yeah,
boy
he
might as well put it right on.
you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So shout out to him. It's a beautiful moment, even within his family. Both sides can celebrate football heritage, a big moment for both countries. But no, Seb, which side, he should have been able to play for both sides, per your logic from some of our shows. He subs in halftime.
I think it's complicated when your countries are from the same continent.
Yeah.
That's difficult. I think at that point you have to pick one.
Yeah.
But I'm sure his parents probably definitely had that split jersey.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he.
Yeah, we saw a few of those. It was a little corny, tourists.
Hakimane.
Yeah, Hakimane, unbelievable.
But yeah, I mean, I think one of the other things I want to talk about is the way that the game was kind of calmed by the end. Because there was chaos.
Yeah.
No one cannot speak about the chaos. There was even fights over there when it came to the towel.
Yeah, that was
But
unbelievable, bro.
I must say, what is really interesting is that the last 30 minutes of the game turned back into football. Because ultimately,
it got better.
It was like
it got back and forth.
It was like, okay, hold on.
We're playing football.
We're still playing football.
We're playing a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. That was very interesting. It was interesting to see the psychology of human beings go through that much chaos, that much turmoil, and then still have time to realize, hey, listen, we're still playing a final. We still need to play the match.
Yeah, man.
And honestly, I think in history you will never find a game like this.
You can't.
The way we felt in the stadium,
can't, bro.
the energy, it was very, very, very
It was too
unique,
much.
very strange.
That's why we
Very
started
strange.
off the live stream just being like, what words do we have for what we
You
experienced
cried,
in
man.
person? I am on camera in 4K on this man's phone crying after the match because it was just too much. Too much going on, bro. It's too much going on. It's the end of the trip. Yeah, man. What a time. Yes.
What Brahim missed the record, right? He could have been,
Yeah. We're getting comments from behind the camera from our very good friend Felipe. He's letting us know that Brahim, with that goal, could have gotten the record.
Yep.
What does he go home feeling tonight? Does he regret taking a Panenka?
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
a Panenka in that situation, is that the right decision?
Not from Brahim Diaz. From Zinedine Zidane, maybe. Or Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, maybe. Brahim Diaz, no. Now is not your time to be doing a Panenka. You pick a corner and you slide it in and you win AFCON despite the controversy. That's what you have to do. And I think one thing about Brahim, we talked about this tournament, is how fast he became the face of Morocco. He just joined this national team. He just switched nationalities in terms of representation for international football. The speed at which he got leapt up there, it was just a bit too much is what it felt like. And that's why, honestly, I thought Hakimi should have taken that penalty, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it was because of the record. I don't know if Brahim in training, whatever it is, or he was first up from Walid. But for me, I think Hakimi should take it, and Panenka definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, Brahim, I don't even, like his reactions, honestly, let me start with his reactions going up to the pen. He looked so angry, and and which rightfully so. It's very passionate, it's a final. But that's not the kind of message you want to send to the fans. That's not the kind of message you want to send to your teammates. You want to send, all right, cool. Whatever this reaction is, we're going to adjust to it. If I have to take this pen, I'm gonna step up and take this pen. If we don't get the pen, Senegal, they didn't get a call on the other side of the goal. They didn't get that call. They adjusted. They got back on, and they got
fuming.
They were fuming. They were
To
fuming.
be fair.
But they adjusted. Everyone came back. They tracked back. Brahim literally walked out the field. It almost looked like he got a red card. It looked like he almost got sent off. We were confused. So that's what I'm saying. I think
It was entering extra time, though.
and of course, and I think that goes to just again how passionate he is for Morocco, and I think people understand that. They're not going to take away from him.
No,
Brahim, again, he is the face. Maybe Hakimi should have taken it, but
Yeah.
if he scored it, we wouldn't even have been having this conversation. We'd be saying
course.
Brahim is the king of Moroccan football.
Yeah.
Morocco's going to be the best team in Africa ever. They're going to win the World Cup. Those are the conversations we'd be having.
I mean,
So at the end, it's a learning experience, and
Yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy.
fault him for it.
I'm happy he had the tournament he did because we can never take away.
No.
This was an historic performance,
Yeah.
a historic debut at AFCON.
Yeah.
I mean, sports always reminds you that you can't have it all.
Yeah.
It's a very tough reminder. It's funny enough, we were watching some penalty shootouts before,
We
earlier
were.
today.
was watching film.
were.
You know what I mean? We were
watched
watching
a
film.
bunch.
And so I can't blame him for wanting to cement his legacy, wanting to add a last key moment, in the final. However, at the same
Panenka's
time,
crazy.
the Panenka against Mondi is a very, very risky one
Yeah.
against a very, very, very seasoned keeper.
And it's also like he doesn't take Panenkas. That's not his thing. That's just not his thing, man. So once again, congrats to him. An amazing tournament. Probably for me, player of the tournament if you're talking just about football and not about being champion, but that's how it goes.
I think one thing I also want to bring up is this is the first final between these two teams, and these are now
Yes.
confirmed giants of Africa.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll be seeing each other very soon.
Yes.
Maybe not even in this competition, but at the World Cup. Both teams are in the World Cup.
They
Both
are.
teams play very big games at the World Cup. Morocco plays Brazil. Senegal plays France.
Woo, that's a game.
They're
right
at the
there.
level where those games are not necessarily easy for France or Brazil.
No.
And so what we get is an opportunity for African teams to really start to meet each other.
Yeah.
In the past, we've spoken about, France and Spain and Portugal and Germany and Brazil and Argentina will go
Yeah.
through. But now these two teams have definitely, they've
Yeah.
joined the podium. We're
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and there's no
Top
reason
10.
why. There's no reason why Morocco and Senegal can't see each other again.
Yeah. Maybe in a quarterfinal, something like that, but unbelievable. Go ahead.
Yeah,
In a different context would be my question. Not in this stadium, bubble NBA vibes.
Yeah.
What team wins if you take away all of this?
Senegal. I have to agree with him.
Senegal,
I have to agree with him. I mean, Senegal, they look like the better team because I think, and we're talking about this, the difference between Morocco and Cameroon playing is that Cameroon, they got in their own heads. They couldn't adjust to the pressure of playing Morocco. Senegal, they rose to that pressure. It was high octane football, back and forth. There were shots on target on both sides. So I think at the end of the day, Senegal proven that they have the mentality. That's what I think what AFCON is all about is really mentality. It's mental football. You have to be able to deal with 65,000 Moroccans. Literally, it sounds like you just one loud whistle. So at the end of the day, Senegal, they in a bubble type neutral situation, they would.
Yeah.
And back to the point real quick about the World Cup.
Yeah.
Both of those teams are playing in New York.
Yes, they are.
And those are cities that have huge diasporas.
Yes.
So when you're coming and you're going to see your nation play in the World Cup in your city for the first time, and all the the hundreds of thousands of Senegalese and Moroccans around the world, this is such a pivotal moment. There's a moment where you're thinking about, I might represent France, I might represent England, any of these big European nations. You're going to second guess this because you just witnessed how much football means to these two countries.
For sure.
And these two countries, they're brothers. Like, regardless of what you saw today, Senegalese and Moroccans love each other.
Let's keep it that way, though.
And let's keep it that way.
This
After the
changes
final
a
whistle,
lot. They had not
I
dealt
promise
with
you
this
guys,
before.
you might not have seen it, but after the final whistle, they're embracing each other.
Over
They're
here, yes.
celebrating. So I did, guys, this is beautiful. And I think what this means for African football, when we look at this 10 years from now, the amount of players who will reference this moment as what made them represent their nations, this was history right here. This was history.
Definitely history.
Well said.
And what's next up, though, is these guys have to go back to their clubs. It's a very sobering moment. Even that's what's very
to work.
weird about AFCON is that it's not in the summer. You don't now go to vacation and then start a new season. They're in the middle of a season. Brahim Diaz is going back to Real Madrid, who has a new coach. Just got knocked out of Copa del Rey. Like, what is Brahim's vibe when he gets back to camp? Is he up the pecking order? Does the vibe change because of the pen? How does he rally with that? What does it look like for the other guys? I mean, it's a huge, and he goes right back. It's unbelievable.
For Brahim Diaz, it's like when you miss a day of school, and everyone tells you, "Oh, this would happen, this would happen, this would happen." You're like, "I can't believe it." Brahim Diaz returns to a new coach, to a new system, and
When the substitute takes the job as the teacher.
I mean,
like,
Vinny is crying.
yeah, Vinny.
Brahim Diaz comes back to Vinny crying.
I'm out of there, man. This is my people.
Like,
oh my goodness.
It's difficult. It's complicated for him because I don't think he's emotionally in the best state right now. And
He
I
needs
think
a week
I think
off,
ultimately we would have said, "Wow, Brahim Diaz, what an amazing tournament, amazing AFCON, player of the tournament."
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. Brahim Diaz leaves AFCON having missed a penalty to not have his country win the tournament. And tomorrow he takes the direct flight from Casablanca to Madrid, and he has to go to work. He has to go to work. Same flight. Iberia.
might be on
The
the
same
same
Iberia
flight.
flight.
Oh my gosh.
So
And
yeah.
You know what it really made me think about is how one kick changes everything. In football.
Everything. And there's
If
there's
that
many
goes
kicks
in,
like that. There's many
There's
kicks.
so many.
There's Kolumuani, there's Baggio, there's Zidane. There's
unbelievable.
many one kick moments, and that's one more right there.
Like if that goes in, this entire conversation is different.
Yep.
This stadium still has 65,000 Moroccan
Yep.
fans. He comes back to Madrid a different way.
Yep.
Morocco's status in African football changes. They get their second title. They pull up
Man,
to
they
the
gotta wait a
World-
long time.
It has been since 1976 is the last time they won, and it's their first final since 2004. Man, one kick. That's how close it is. Unbelievable stuff, yo.
I mean, I gotta say for Brahim, you can take this one of two ways. How you guys are saying he's not in the best mindset. He might be out of form. He might be frustrated. But if I'm seeing this, I just came back from arguably some of the best form of my life. I think the issues, and you were talking about Brahim at AC Milan, is that he was kind of inconsistent. He would have his form, he had a little purple patch, and then he'll fall off for a bit. This was the best I've ever seen Brahim Diaz play. And regardless of what happened here, I find it hard to believe that he's not going to be able to carry on this form. Like, he is now the face of the African powerhouse. So he can come back to Real Madrid and say, all right, cool, let me parlay this and, continue this momentum and go for a starting position. That right wing is really, he proved that he can play right wing phenomenally well. That right wing position is really up in the air. I think as Garcia's playing there right now, that's what he's been kind of playing that position. That position, that Brahim can take that.
Rodrigo's been inconsistent.
Been consistent. So honestly, I would take that more so as,
I think
that's what I'm saying. I can really only go up from here. Let's see for Brahim.
Nah, for sure. And I would just say, to summarize the whole Brahim thing, overall, phenomenal tournament. Overall, I think he'll go higher in the pecking order. New coach, new blood, new vibes. I think overall success. But we're speaking overall, we got to quickly talk about overall our experience here at AFCON. This is the final day of our trip. We fly out, or at least we got to get to the airport in about 6-7 hours. It will be a total of 32 days in Morocco. We missed Christmas, we missed New Year's, but we spent it together, and it was a life-changing, special, once-in-a-lifetime trip, honestly. So how are we feeling, like, just in general?
Definitely very grateful, very grateful. It's been a blessing. Honestly, AFCON for what it represents, for all of us, for where we come from, ways that we're able to see ourselves within the tournament.
Show that Ghana, bro.
Within the players. I mean, the Ghana is not hiding, you know what I mean? Listen, the West came up north and took it back, know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
But no, honestly, at the end of the day, it's beautiful. It's the largest AFCON. There's a lot of people from all around the world. It's been years and years keeping in contact with them. Beautiful football, tough competitions. It's not the most high-scoring tournament because it's not easy out here, man.
It's true.
And the celebration at the end was beautiful.
Unbelievable. Sebastian, you got to see your country three times. And including with your mother and your little brother, some really special moments.
No, very emotional tournament. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenes all across these past 32 days. And what I will say is that the beauty of at least the cycle that we're in for AFCON is that you don't have to wait 4 years. The next one is in 2 years.
We'll be
in
right
Uganda,
back.
in Tanzania, and in Kenya is the next AFCON. So make sure you keep following African football. Stay tuned. You can continue to watch everything about African football on beIN Sports. The highlights will continue to play. The matches will continue to be around. We are here. This is the home of African football in the United States. So thank you for watching us. A big thank you from all of us at 5ASIDE, all of us at beIN Sports USA. And the French League is this Saturday. So watch that as well.
And Musi. And then
I mean, guys, if we talk about what AFCON really means, it's family. And I'm so grateful I was able to do this with my family right here, guys. The year that we've worked to get to this moment has been amazing. And it's been everything that we could have asked for. We have some more family behind the camera. Big shout out to
They don't want to come on camera, but we have family behind the camera.
Team. But guys, I'm so happy. I was so grateful I was able. There's no one else on the world I would have rather see this tournament with. So many months. And all the people that we met on this tournament, like Moroccan or not, we've met so many amazing people who helped us on this journey. Too many people to thank. Honestly, I don't know how we're going to thank all these people, but the best way we can do is continue to cover African football the way we've been doing it. And thank you guys. I'm super grateful for everything.
Yeah, for sure. Just some inspiration to chase your dreams. And the last thing for me personally, just a thank you to the country of Morocco. So warm, so welcoming this entire month. For me personally, as African American as well, still discovering what my heritage means. This is one of the first places I've ever felt like I was truly at home. So forever thank you to this country for being so amazing, so special. We all felt so welcomed as well, obviously in a bit of a different way. But thank you again. Thank you for watching us.
Can I just add something real quick?
Go ahead.
Hey guys, you thought this AFCON was crazy? Wait a couple months. Women's AFCON. Israel is coming back. It's coming back in March, guys. Tune into beIN Sports exclusively to watch Women's AFCON. Guys, you thought this was crazy? Women's AFCON is going to be out of his mind.
Final between Senegal.
Oh, I think Senegal's team needs to do a little bit more to get there, but
Nigeria,
hey, Nigeria, let's see if y'all can make it. What are they at? 8 now? 8 in a row? If y'all can make it 9, guys. If y'all make it 9, wow, that's real giants of Africa there. But tune in beIN Sports. Thank you again for everyone.
Once again, thank you. Have a great night. That was 5ASIDE at AFCON. Peace.